Well, hello there, folks. It is the 6th of September, 2019, and this is the Daily Landsblog. Sean Atchison is a guy that I have followed on Twitter for a while. He follows SickNotWeak. He follows me. So, I guess we're clearly Twitter friends, and he often offers suggestions. He often asks questions, and he's very candid and open about his struggles. So he had a tweet, which is, or was, I guess it still is. We talk about suicide and talking openly about it to kill the stigma. My question is, when do you talk about it with your kids? They learn about death at young ages, but at what age can they learn about suicide? And here's what I was thinking. I was thinking that obviously how you express things is age dependent. You wouldn't talk to an 8-year-old the same way as you would talk to a 15-year-old or an 18-year-old, because we can never assume that kids, adults, have had the talk. It's possible if you're married and your wife or your husband is 35 years old that they've never had this talk about suicide. And if you don't have the talk, it becomes almost impossible to talk about it. So I guess the goal is, hey, Riggs, what's going on?
You want Karen to get off the couch?
Hey, Karen, you want to take care of the dog while we're doing this? Oh, yeah, nothing to say as opposed to a few days ago. What did she say?
It's not, this isn't going to end well.
Yeah. You got this, Karen? Attitude's all I got. So here's what I'm thinking. You would want your kid to come to you if they felt like they had a health problem. If they had, for instance, a lump in their neck here or in their groin, you would want your child to come to you and say, Mom or Dad, hey, I'm worried, right? I'm worried about my health. I'm worried about something. I need to go and find out that there's nothing really wrong with me. And if your kid was 8 years old, maybe wouldn't say it in that way, but you'd still hear from them. They wouldn't hesitate to say it. So I guess what I'm saying is you want to create the same environment when it comes to mental health, that your kids will be able to come to you and say, I'm worried because I have these thoughts. Sometimes I have these thoughts about not wanting to get out of bed, or that I hate my life, or that I have thought about taking my own life. If you don't talk about it, then you will never hear about it. We prepare our kids to, when a girl becomes a certain age and her body starts to change, we would tell that young woman to do breast self-examinations to check for a lump. But when we tell her that there's this whole world out there of mental illness that may affect her, that she has to come to us with if she has a problem. And as a result, Sean, I would say that the time to start talking to kids is when you think that they can understand what you're saying. And it can be as simple as this. Hey, you know what? You go to school and sometimes your friends have a cold and you can see their nose is all runny. It's kind of gross, right? But there's illnesses that we can't see, ones that go on in here. And we got to talk about those, because when you have a cold, you always go to your parents and say, I can't go to school, I have a cold. Well, we want them to come to us and say, I got a problem, and it's one that you can't see. SickNotWeak.com, 24 hours a day, 364 days a year. We're here because, well, first of all, did that work, Case, for you?
Yeah.
Yeah? Were you listening?
I was listening.
Okay.
I also don't want to do a second take.
Okay, so even if it didn't work, you wouldn't tell me right now. All right.
No, it did.
Okay, we're here because we got... I got a little bump in my neck here.
Yeah.
You want to check this for me?
No, I don't want to touch you. All right, we're cutting.